The threat of deforestation has been looming large in Bangalore ever since it became the IT capital of the country. The real estate sector has probably been the biggest contributor to the phenomenon. Developers across the city have mercilessly cut down trees to make way for high-rises and complexes. Even though it's a common knowledge that trees play an important part in moderating climate, improving air quality and conserving water among others, still no effort has gone to replant them or salvage them. Environmentalists feel that there should be a paradigm shift in the way people think and feel for the green cause in the city. It certainly cannot happen overnight. In the same context, the reality check team spotted some families in the Garden City who have taken the pain to help retain the city's green belt. Treesforfree.org, for instance, plants trees across the city free of cost. The organization, founded by Janet Yegneswaran, has been functioning for the past 2.5 years and has planted 3,500 trees in the city so far. Janet, who embarked on the green mission after her husband's death, is a landscape artist by profession.
When I looked around, the need of the hour was planting trees. Everywhere trees were being cut. So I started this so that citizens can come forward and show us places where we can plant trees for them and they can look after. And they don't have to go through the process of planting. We can do it for them. We go to the place, find the search for see the place, and then we send our workers and then we get the trees planted. It was very tough. I used to go around knocking on the doors and asking people to plant trees in front of their houses, and most of them used to answer that they want the place for parking cars, and the trees will leave a lot of dry leaves, and they are forced to sweep the dry leaves, and they didn't want to take up that. But most of them were very happy to about this organization, and they came forward to give us place, and now they are coming.
Just like any other Bangalorean, Janet thinks that only citizens can bring about the change. On the verge of losing its identity as a garden city with abominable road traffic and massive construction activity, she hopes that Bangalore makes the effort to redeem itself.
People should become aware of what trees can do and then demand that trees be planted in their area where they're going to buy the sites. And make it, if they demand, I'm sure the developers will give a thought to it. They're not giving anything back to the nature. We should start giving back to the nature and see how best you can. I feel there's only trees are the only thing, and they should leave enough place to grow trees in their compounds and areas where the developers are developing, and they should not encroach on green belts around the town.
When developers zero in on a plot for their project, their blueprint does not make room for a tree zone. Does that bother Janet?
Developers cut down the trees first and then they start the construction, and they hardly leave any place for the trees. Then finally they forget to plant trees, and eventually they hand it over to the residents. That's what's happening in the cities. I think the authorities should make it mandatory that the developers leave certain area for tree planting, and also because a lot of trees are being cut in the city, they should see that developers bear the cost and get the trees transplanted into their areas.
After 2.5 years, Janet feels that her efforts have somewhat paid off. While we raise a toast over Janet's effort and her optimism, we would like to think we have sparked off the green passion in some of you. So go ahead and find a spot to plant that tree. With camera person Kuti Rajan, this is Dev Parnacharya for Real Estate Television.